Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Al Perhacs, author, creator, visionary behind the Mind Force method of high performance coaching and mentoring. And in this video, we're going to talk about the black box. And the black box is really the inception of your system, my system, all systems, in an understanding of how you go from the unknown to the known. Right? So there's two ways to look at that. Sometimes we go from the known to the unknown, and then there's other times we go from the unknown to the known. I know, sounds a little confusing, but don't get confused. Shouldn't take me that long to go through the black box training, but I want you to understand how important this is because it is the inception of what we're going to talk about here. So let's just jump right into it, and I think you're going to enjoy and understand how this fits in to what we're going to be talking about. So the black box is your first step to peak performance, to create massive transformation and breakthroughs, because it's going to give you an understanding of how your mind works in a given situation so that you can understand that you're going to go through a lot of these processes, no matter whether it's for business, personal, health, emotional, spiritual, it doesn't matter. You're going to travel through these mechanisms. And that's one of the reasons why I'm highly effective as a coach, is because number one, I go deep with people I coach. And we extract the traumas that they've been through in their life, just like you've been through, I've been through. We all go through trauma. And these traumas that we experience, even though they go back to when were even as young as 5 years old or younger, and then through our teens, we have these traumas. And these traumas hold us back in certain areas, right? So you might be a high-performance entrepreneur, executive, athlete, actor, singer, performer, and yet you have trauma, right, in the back of your mind that holds you back from certain areas. So don't be upset about that. It's the way a lot of people are. We all are. But I want you to understand that this black box is the inception point for this. So I want you to write this down. I'm here for me. That's the key. I'm here for me. And the way that's going to work, and if you see these people holding their hands, they're saying me. It's not me, it's them, it's you. Because in just a couple minutes, you will be empowered and activated to become a new and more powerful version of yourself. I'll shift you where you'll have a sense of clarity and where you feel as if you're unstoppable. And you will be, because together we're going to define your mindset, your mission, and the moves that it takes to create a massive transformation. And this is the start of it. This is the inception point of it. And it starts with the black box. Now, we have a simple 9-step process that is inception, progression, transformation. And I want you to look at this 9-step process. And I believe there's a download on this page for this, but if you want a copy, just let me know and I'll send it to you, because you can use this for literally every aspect of your life. And in the past, I've done project management, obviously coaching and mentoring, and it always helps when you have a process to step somebody through a protocol. And so this is the first part: inception, progression, transformation. It's the way it always goes. First thing I do is assess your skills. You're going to assess your own skills. And we're going to come up with a discovery and a diagnosis and say, okay, where are you at? Point A, get to point B, to point Z. Target, game plan. What do we have to do to get there? And again, you can apply this to any aspect of your life. If it's your diet, you assess your diet. The diagnosis is that you're eating junk food and you need to clean your diet. The target game plan is over the next 12 weeks, you're going to limit sugars, alcohol, and fatty foods or something like that, right? So that's a game plan. If you're in business, you assess the skills and you say, okay, I don't have the revenue that I want, right? okay, what do we need to do? We need to tweak our skills. We need to figure out what's the issue, and then we put together a game plan. Now, once we do the game plan, we come up with core exercises, or in these exercises, don't confuse the word exercise with thinking that it's just a physical exercise or a mental exercise. It could be any type of exercise, right, that we put into the plan. It could be sales techniques. It could be mental techniques, emotional, spiritual techniques, depending upon where you're at. But we're going to introduce core exercises that you'll do within your game plan to get there, right? And then we're going to create ritual development with all of those things. And ritual development, routine development, is creating a formula that you have on a daily basis, that you're daily recognizing the importance of having a routine or a ritual. Call it what you want. I call it a ritual. But either way, you're going to have to create a routine, and many of you already have routines. And then tactics for breakthrough, right? So we've set up the game plan and the exercises and rituals. What are going to be the tactics to tweak to get to that breakthrough? And then the next thing is the feedback loop, which is having a coach or a mentor to be able to say, okay, we're here, or you got sidetracked over here. We need to bring you back this way. And that's the feedback loop. And then we're going to unblock and release, and then revitalize and transform. And again, you can use these 9 steps in virtually any aspect of your life, whether it be business, spiritual, personal, relationships, health, physiological, whatever the case might be. That's why it's so unique. So what's in the black box? I want you to imagine something. I want you to imagine that you're walking down any major city, New York, Toronto, Tokyo, any major city, and I am carrying this black box, and you don't know me, and I don't know you. And I come up to you and I say, hey, can I speak to you for a moment? And you say, sure. And I say, can you stick your hand in this box and see what's in there? Now, I got news for you. I don't think I would stick my hand in that box. And I know you wouldn't either. It's a very rare person who would just say, oh, let me stick my hand in a box and see what's in there. Because you don't know what's in there. It could be a snake. It could be an animal of some sort. It could be, mud. It could be muck. It could be goo, right? Slime. So you're not going to stick your hand in that box. But that's the same thing that you're posing when I ask you, hey, set up a call with me. That's like asking you to put your hand in the black box. You don't understand why you would even want to do that. And so it's an unknown, right? Inside the black box is an unknown. Same thing's true with your customers. Same thing's true with the businesses that you're in. Things that you do, there are things that are unknown to somebody. They're not very likely to perform and go inside of that black box. Does this make sense? It should, because it's what all of us go through. And so we want to access your mindset, your mission, and your moves. And in order to do that, we have to get you to take that leap of faith to go into the black box. So how are we going to do that? Right? That's what it comes down to. It comes down to transformation and breakthrough. Everyone wants a transformation and breakthrough. And it's not just one transformation, one breakthrough. It's continual transformation and breakthrough. We don't ever stop transforming into a better version or having breakthroughs. We just don't. And it starts with, and again, like I said, every aspect: health, wealth, confidence, business. So understand this concept, because you all go through it. And so it starts with your current situation, your awareness. So when I talk to somebody about coaching, talk to them about mentoring, talk about helping their business, unpacking what they're doing in their organization, it's a current situation. Like, where am I at? What am I doing? What's my awareness of what's going on? A lot of times we're not aware of our situation. But if we asked our spouse, they could tell us. My wife tells me all the time. And it allows me, even though I might get angry at her when she says something to me, I recognize that she's probably right, because she's seeing it from a third-party perspective. That's what a coach or a mentor does, is they they take a look at your situation from a third-party perspective, and then they can evaluate how they're going to get that transformation, regardless of whether it's for your health, your wealth, your confidence, your business. So you got your current situation, then your challenge. What is the obstacle that is in your way? Give you a good example. Coach, the guy wanted to lose weight. He's an executive. What's the challenge? The challenge is not the workout. He's working out. It's the food. He's going to lunches every day. If he's not going to lunches, they're bringing lunches in. He's going to dinners almost every night with either clients and or his wife, family. He's drinking, not a lot, but he's drinking every night. And so that's adding the calories. So that's the obstacle that's in the way. And so when you look at that person, you say, my, that's a great lifestyle, but it's not helping him. It's not serving him in that way. So you have to find out what your challenge is. And in other people, you have other obstacles that are in your way. You have to identify that challenge and understand that that's what's inside that black box. We have to pull it out and see what's in the black box. Has the answer for you if you would allow it. And then there's possibility versus probability, results oriented to get your goals, right? So you've got your situation, you got your challenge, and now you have possibility versus probability. Everyone always says to me, this, outlandish goal. And that is a possibility. But what's the probability? Going back to this guy who's eating out every day. Now, let's say he can't change that because he's in business. He's got to take care of this business. So the thing that we need to do with that guy is we need to modify what he's eating, right? There's only so, for example, there's only really three or four ways to lose weight. You can cut carbs, you can cut fats, you can cut calories, or you can increase your activity, or a combination thereof. That's really the only way. There's only four ways to lose weight. I mean, really think about it. It's the only way. There really isn't. Now there's micro pieces into each one of those that can take extreme levels, right? Low carbs could go into all kind of things from keto to all these different variations. Low fat could go everywhere from vegan to such and such, right? You could go into the ultimate exercise where you're over-exercising every day, right? And then cutting calories, extreme calorie deprivation, right? So you have to figure out, okay, what do I have to do? That's just an example, again. And then there's the possibility versus probability. So the possibility is he could go cold turkey and say, okay, I'm not doing any more lunches or any more of these dinners. It's not realistic. That's a possibility, but not probability. The probability is he still has to show up for these lunches and these dinners. How does he do it without, and be able to get his weight under control, right? Is that he has to come up with what's the probable factor that he's going to have to do this stuff anyway. So what was the solution? I'll tell you what the solution was. Pretty simple. Is you got to cut back on your calories, cut back on the drinks. Instead of having 3 drinks, you have 2 to start. Back it off to 1. Maybe you stagger it every other day. You cut your carbs, right? Maybe cut the fats, cut the calories. So instead of having a steak and a baked potato, it's just a steak with broccoli, right? A salad with a super creamy dressing, a salad with oil and vinegar, right? These aren't extreme things. Instead of dessert, you skip dessert. Maybe you have dessert once a week. By the way, I eat cookies every Saturday morning. I don't eat them any other day. Well, Saturdays and Sundays, I'll have some too. But there's still a bag of cookies up in small little bags. I get these little bags of cookies. And to me, I would rather do that than have like a diet cookie every night. Diet cookies, I can't stand. To me, they taste nasty. And so that's the possibility versus the probability. And then how do you track it? It's a 3-step plan. Plan, do, review. Plan, do is execute, right? So you plan it out and then you execute during the week. So he's going to plan out his game plan. I'm going to cut back on this, and this during the week, and then review it at the end of the week, right? That's where you're at. And that's really what it comes down to with this black box situation. You see, all these things were inside of the black box, but you didn't know about them. And so you didn't understand the current situation, maybe, because you're inside of your own body, you're inside of your own business, you're inside of your own situation. You don't have that awareness. Once you understand that awareness, it goes from the unknown to the known. And then you're challenged. What is the obstacle in the way? You figure out what that obstacle is. And then the possibility versus probability, and then the 3-step plan. And then consistently adhering to the plan that's going to provide clarity to you so that you can understand and be clear on what it is that you want to accomplish, right? And what that does is that gives you the confidence that is required in order to get the breakthrough. That's really what it's all about. You see how simple that is? I always say it's simple, but it's not easy because it takes all that effort, right? It takes planning things out. Does that mean you have to be the type of person that, and I'm using this guy as an example, does that mean that he has to package his food up every week like the bodybuilders in these little containers? A little bit of chicken, a little bit of rice, a little bit of broccoli. That's not what that means. He could do that. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessary. It all depends on what your goal is. You know, if somebody tells me they want 6-pack abs, my first question is why? Why do you want 6-pack of abs? What is that going to get you? In the boardroom, you're going to take your shirt off and flex for everybody? Maybe it's a personal goal. That's fine. But just realize there has to be a reason why you accept any goal that you're going after. And see, if you don't have that reason, then it's not going to become valuable. And so when you do the plan, do, review is so simple, and yet so many people don't do it. Beginning of the week, I plan out my week, and then I execute during the week. And then on Friday or Saturday or even Sunday before I plan the next week, I review the week and say, okay, did I accomplish my mission? These are simple things that if you'll just adhere to it, you're going to get amazing results. And really, that's what the black box is all about. That's how simple, that's how easy it is understanding this concept of the black box and understanding that you can create the life that you want. And if you would like to work with me directly, I can help you to accelerate that path in a very short period of time to get you on track. Now, what's that worth? I don't know. You have to decide on that, but based on what your goals are. It could be worth a fortune to you. One of my clients I started working with, he was a high performance person to begin with, and he was earning at that time about $40,000 a month from his company. That was net profit. And after working with me for 4 weeks, that had accelerated to $105,000, right? Now, he was able to do that because he already had a generator. He just needed to get rid of some of this garbage that was going on in his mind and emotional and all these types of things. And I've helped others to do similar types of things, similar to what we just talked about, the gentleman with the weight. Same thing. You set the goal and you go after it. Now, I'm your accountability partner. Now, accountability partner is that I'm holding you accountable to you. You're holding me accountable to you. And we're going after it together. That's the key. So anyway, I wanted to share this black box with you because as you take a look at coaching and mentoring, it's sometimes a bit of a scary premise. Do I really want to share this information with this person I don't know that well? And what kind of results am I guaranteed? Well, you're never guaranteed results in anything. But if you follow the game plan, you have a much better chance of getting results than if you don't do anything. And that's really what comes. I've done a video a while back and I talked about fear of failure. Some people get this fear of failure so much in their head that they don't even try because they figure, oh, well, what's the use? We don't want to get into that type of prospect. We want to get into a situation that says, hey, listen, we're going to make sure we can get the result with the best chances. And I'm going to leave you with this. One little powerful thought is that as you set your goals, I want you to set 3 goals. I want you to set a 90% goal, which means that you put in 90% effort, you're going to get the goal. So again, it's more of a low-hanging fruit goal, but it's one that you still have to set the goal to get it. I want you to set a 60% goal, which means a little bit more. So if it's revenue, a little bit more. And if it's weight, a little bit more. If it's exercise, a little bit more. If it's whatever, going on more dates with your wife, a little bit more. That's 60%. And then there's a 25%. So what it means is you got 90% chance of getting the first one, 60% chance of getting the second one, and then 25% is kind of like the home run. Where do I want to really be if all the planets align, if everything works exactly as planned, where can I possibly be? That's the probability, right? The possibility. And if you'll do your goals in this 60, 90, 25, you'll hit the 60 almost every time. Occasionally we'll hit the 25. 90 is like a shoe-in. But I believe when you do this, it allows your mind to assess ongoing so that you can get to one or the other. I've enjoyed sharing this information with you. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you at the top. So long.